What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we're going to take a look at Groot from Infinity War, and if you wanted any Hot Toys figures, head over to bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below, and as you can see here, it says Groot. I bought this as a damaged figure. I didn't buy this at Big Bad, but it was pretty cheap. It was like $80 and then $90 or something like that. It came out to around less than 100 shipped. So it doesn't have any accessories. It doesn't even have a box. It does come with a clamshell though, which is pretty good because it protected the figure transporting them. It only comes with hands and the extra head sculpt and some of those things that you attach to his body. It does come with a manual though. So basically what it doesn't come with is the gun, stand, and the video game that he's playing, which the gun he didn't even use in the movie. The video game wasn't accurate. And I got a plethora of stands that I don't use because my Iron Man Mark 50 is inside the Hall of Armor, so I didn't need to use them. So as far as these, what's included, the hands are pretty awesome. You know, I've had Groot before, which is the one from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That's a pretty good Groot there, but I had to sell it off. I just had no attachment to the character, and it's basically almost $300 sitting on my shelf, so I decided to sell them. But now getting this figure for less than 100, that's a no-brainer for me. So I decided to pick this one up and didn't even think twice about it. I should have picked up two actually, but there's a catch to this one. It has a broken leg, so which is widely known. I believe that is the reason why this is so cheap. It has a broken leg and they parted out, you know, the figure itself. It's easy to repair a broken leg for this guy. Apparently it is a known issue. So if you are planning to buy Groot in the aftermarket, like say eBay, just be aware of that. Even if it's brand new, it might very well come out with a broken leg. Now, as you know, on eBay, once it comes out, if it's mint sealed, it's not even the seller's fault. It's not like Sideshow where you can replace this, and I believe on Sideshow you can replace this a gazillion times and it's still gonna have a broken leg. I don't know why, honestly, but it just does. So just be aware of that. If you're I guess from the 2-pack, if you get this and Rocket, you're a little better off. But if you're just planning to get this and get the Rocket from Endgame, so just be aware of that issue. Just letting you know that is the case. But as far as the figure itself, it is slimmer than the regular Groot from the Guardians 1 movie. As you know, he's a teen Groot basically here. Good details, and if you are new to collecting as well, if you guys don't know, there's a lot of third-party Groots, like bootleg ones, at least from the first movie that came out back then. I don't know if it's still circulating nowadays. So I thought it was gonna happen the same for this Groot. So that's why I didn't want to fork out like $220, almost $240 shipped back then. But it never did. And, kind of I wanted to have him and Rocket, but for the right price. Not that I hated the characters. I just didn't think that they were that price. Like for $220, every time that I try to buy him back then, or even Rocket now, the endgame version, I feel like it is a good figure. But I feel like if I just take that $200 and put it, I'd rather put that somewhere else, like a Captain Marvel or so. I added a little bit more money, and I feel like I'm going to get my money's worth instead of buying a Rocket for that price. That is just how I look at it. But I've always wanted them. I still wanted Rocket in my collection. They're good characters. I just don't think it's essential to my display. It's more of me being practical at this point. But if you're a fan of the character, obviously it's a no-brainer. You should get those. Not that big of a fan, so that's why. But as far as the figure, as you can see, it is terrific, man. All the details in here, beautiful figure. A lot of textures and just beautiful details. You can see the roots. And as far as the head sculpt, he comes with two. You can swap out the faceplate. You can see in the top of his head, there's a lot of details in this too. It looks like a pot there of a plant. But yeah, the other head sculpt, I wish they would have made it a bit more different, because you're going to see it later on. The expression is different. You can clearly see it, but I wish it was more angrier, so to speak. Like, you can see the expression more. It kind of reminds me of the Interbay 2 head sculpts, like Scottie Pippen. Like, there's almost no difference. This is better. At least you can see the difference here, but not that extreme to a point that, it's going to prompt me to switch out head sculpt all the time. This one's easy because it's just a faceplate, and you can see there's a lot of details on the sculpt, just same as the body. And this kind of figures are awesome because even though there's joints, as you can see from the body, and even this joint from the faceplate, I didn't even push this all the way up. You can forgive it because of all the details in the body, and it kind of hides the fact that it does have those seams and joints. So that works out for him. And this is the second portrait that it comes with. As you can see, it's a bit of a more attitude head sculpt here. But I'm not, I don't know, man. Just for me, it's not that huge of a difference to just even swap it around. So as far as articulation, so you can bend the knees that far. This is the broken leg, and this is the good leg that I do have. Now I didn't do anything special. I just took a Gorilla Glue, not those cheap glues that I'm scared to use a cheap glue. I feel like it's going to fall off anyway. The elbows, you can bend this much. There's a lot of movement on the shoulders. Obviously, it's not double jointed, but I doubt you're going to put this figure in any dynamic pose anyway. There's no ab crunch, but there's an upper torso crunch that, you can kind of move around there. And I swapped out the hands, and the only problem I do have is in the shoulder right here, because if you kind of like spread it out, it pops off quite easily. It's not broken. It's a bit loose on the socket. You can fill it out, with not, you don't even need to do it like you would gonna do it permanently. You can put some, I don't know, blue tack in there to make it a bit more filled out so it doesn't pop out easily. But for me, it's okay, man. It's okay. I don't have any issues with it. I can live with that. So I'm gonna put him in a few poses here before we wrap this thing up. This is, his scene in Infinity War when he came down with Thor, just blasting things all over. And I love that scene. Probably the most iconic scene for me, when Thor just came down and just, annihilated everyone. But here he is, like with his hands extending. Like I said, this one didn't come with a gun, but he didn't even use them, so I'm happy with what it came with. He stands pretty good, for something that I repaired. It took me a good, 10 minutes to repair that leg. So just like I said, just be mindful if you pick this up. There's a good chance that you're gonna have a broken leg. Maybe even not right away. Maybe down the line, because people who own this, some of them, just had good luck, and you never know. You never know when you buy this, if you're buying this secondhand now. They said they put a lot of stress on those legs because of the clamshell are too tight. I don't know if that's really true. All I know is that a lot of people have issues with a broken leg on this guy. But once again, as you can see, he's standing on his own here, giving attitude to Thor. I have no problems. I can pivot the leg, I can use it, bend it over, pose it on however I like. Now, if it breaks again, then I'm just gonna glue it again. No problem whatsoever there for me. It is nice figure. Do I think it's worth than it should? Yeah, no, not worth $220 for me. But once again, I still need to get my Groot. My Rocket. If I gotta get a Rocket, that's gonna be the end game version. I like that better. And there you go, guys. This is Groot. So if you're planning to pick him up at this stage, which is kind of late now, your best bet would be eBay. Just keep in mind, that could be an issue. Mine was only the right leg. Yours could be both legs. If that does happen, just super glue it. It's okay. But I wouldn't pay full price for this one. I would get him at a discount knowing those issues. So just bear that in mind. With Rocket, just buy the end game. It's better. Even if you buy the 2-pack version of this, I heard there's no issues. But just in case, it's just to let you know, it's an easy fix. So thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. I put out a lot of contents like 1/6 scale and video games and all that stuff. So thank you for watching. Follow me Instagram and on YouTube, and also on Twitch. If you want to see me play video games and just want to chat, head over to Twitch. I'll put the link down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review.